You are listening to 1252 Sports Entertainment. Parental discretion may be advised.
Woo! It's about that time. FatMike, Chicago Sports. Yeah. Finally here. Shot City Sports is right here. Updates on news, get it here. No rumors, cause we keep it real. FatMike. Sit back, relax, sugar beer one of them nights.
Hey, this is Carmen DeFalco from ESPN Chicago, and you're listening to the FatMike Sports Show.
Hey, this is Dave Richard from CBS Sports, and you're listening to the FatMike Chicago Sports Show.
Hi, this is Jesse Rogers from the FatMike Chicago Sports Show.
Hey everyone, I'm Scott Merkin, the longtime White Sox beat writer for MLB.com and proud graduate of the University of Michigan. You're listening to me on the FatMike Chicago Sports Show.
This is Chuck Arfine, and you are listening to the FatMike Chicago Sports Show. It's the best.
Hey, what's up? This is Greg Braggs Jr. from Braggs in the Stands, and you're listening to my guys on the FatMike Chicago Sports Show. Boom!
Hey everyone, Fred Hubner from ESPN 1000. Great to be on the FatMike Chicago Sports Show. I'm Dan Zaborski, senior writer for Fangraphs, and you're listening to FatMike Chicago Sports Show.
I'm JJ Stankovitz from NBCSportsChicago.com and the Undercenter podcast, and you're listening to the FatMike Chicago Sports Show.
Hey Sparkle, you know what I listen to? It's the FatMike Chicago Sports Show with my guy, Fat Mike. If you listen anywhere else, no jock. Listen to Fat Mike. He's the best.
Hey, what's up, everybody? We are back. This is the FatMike Chicago Sports Show. With me, as always, is my guy, my man, Angelo Ace Camacho. How's it going, buddy? How we doing?
What's up, Mike? Missed you last week.
I know, man. I know. It's been a busy couple weeks for me the last couple of weeks. Trying to plan this wedding stuff, man. It's a pain in the butt, but we're moving forward. How's everything going with you, my man?
It's going. We had a good show last weekend, last week. Sorry, I meant last Wednesday. Tarbill and Allen both were in. It was a pretty fun show. Lot of Bears. Lots of Bears. And you know what? It's exciting, man. I'm getting pumped up for football season. We're going to be talking a little bit about football a little bit later. We're going to be breaking down the AFC West and the NFC West tonight, trying to give our thoughts on how it's going to go. Going up these next couple of weeks here, we're going to be breaking it down for you guys. See what the predictions are, we think. How we think it's going to fare out in these divisions. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll break it down each over the next couple of weeks here before football starts. I do have to – I am a little sad.
Uh-oh. Why?
I feel like the beginning of this last month in June, you and I sat on this show and talked about what a great start the Chicago Cubs got off to this season.
Yep.
And how all we needed them to do was play average baseball until the All-Star break. And they've played basically everything except up to average baseball.
Well, I mean, we both thought at the beginning, man, here. I mean, we knew it wasn't going to be feasible for them to keep up the pace that they were on.
Right.
After that San Diego series, they went on a roll. Pretty much after the Dodgers series, they went on a roll. And they won quite a bit of games that they probably shouldn't have won. The pitching staff helped them out a bunch, but that's when the pitching staff was healthy. And obviously, we are going to be talking a lot of Cubs, a lot of Sox tonight, along with the AFC and NFC West. But, I mean, we're already on the Cubs, so let's sit here and chit-chat about them here, man. This team is absolutely pathetic. They just started the game now. It's 0-0, hopefully, right now. It's only a minute into the game.
They're probably losing like 12-0.
12-0, 2 minutes into the game. Yeah, that's pretty much how it works for this team.
Especially over the last automatic lock games. Right now is anytime Jake Arrieta takes the mound,
11 games. 11 games in a row, Angelo. 11 games in a row. And you know what? Keep it fucking rolling. Keep it going, man. At this point, keep it rolling.
We drank a little bit of the Kool-Aid.
I mean, seriously, why not? But the thing that sucks about dropping 11 in a row is that nobody's really performing. Okay, right. And every single one of these trade pieces that you have, like Chris Bryant or Wilson Contreras or Javier Baez or Anthony Rizzo or Kyle Hendricks or Craig Kimbrell. I'm sorry, take Craig Kimbrell out of that equation. Everybody, for the exception of Craig Kimbrell, stock is at the lowest point it's ever been in their entire career. Chris Bryant's coming off of a June where he didn't even he couldn't bat $118.
No,
and
it was terrible.
It's continuing over into July. Anthony Rizzo all the time with my back hurts. All right, Javier Baez can't hit a fucking baseball. I
posted something on Twitter probably 3 weeks ago, maybe 4, and everybody thought I was nuts. I said, how long is it going to take before Javi's ineptitude at the plate or Javi's brilliance in the field is overshadowed by his ineptitude at the plate? And it's here, right? We're in the spot where the trade deadline's looming, All-Star break is here, and Javi can't seem to find a ball anywhere in the strike zone.
Right. Well, I mean, it's been like that his entire career, man. I mean, let's face the fact here. He was hitting between a couple of guys that could belt the shit out of the ball with Anthony Rizzo, Chris Bryant, when they were healthy, when they were ready to rock and roll, when they were seeing the ball good. He was sandwiched in between a couple of really nice pieces. Now, nobody's hitting the baseball, and it's been like that for the past couple of years, and Javier Baez's numbers have went down because of it. But yeah, I can see what you're talking about, man. I mean, it's the Jason Hayward effect. How long is his glove in the outfield going to be overshadowed by his ineptitude at the plate? Right. Every time I watch Jason Hayward up to bat, he rolls one over to the second baseman like a Sally, like a fucking Mary. All right, it drives me nuts when he does that every single time. It drives me nuts. It literally makes me want to just chew on tinfoil every time he's up to plate. And it's getting that way with Javier Baez too. But this team, man, 11 in a row. It's time to sell. And not just sell one piece, sell everybody for anything that you can get for them. I don't care who it is. I don't care what you get back. I don't care if you send guys to the fucking White Sox at this point. Just get rid of them and get something in return because the stock has never been lower.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the plain simple facts, right? I mean, Chris Bryant got off to this super fast hot start, MVP talks, and then he cooled down the last month and a half. Rizzo, he was okay in the beginning of the year, then his back issues, which have bothered him the last few years, especially. And Baez is still Javi Baez. The dude strikes out like crazy. He hits home runs and gets RBIs, but at the end of the day, he can't tell what pitch is coming. I think he just swings the bat and hopes for the best.
Right.
At least that's what it looks like to me when he's at the plate.
No, I mean, you're spot on. And this pitching staff isn't helping them either. Jake Arrieta is saucing up a fucking moon landing ERA at this point over his last 3 starts. If you add up his ERA, I'm pretty sure you could go to the moon and travel it and come back. That's how high his ERA is right now.
It's pretty terrible.
It's stars high, man. It's bad. It's time to DFA him or get rid of him. Don't put his ass on the fucking injury list. Don't put him on the IL or the DL or whatever you want to call it anymore. Just DFA him. Eat the money, get rid of him, do what you got to do. I don't care. Kyle Hendricks. Let me revert back a second. I said at the beginning of the year that this team was going to have its point where it's nobody throws the ball hard. I could pull it back up. I can go to old shows and find it and pull it back up for next week. Nobody throws the ball over 93 miles an hour on this team. You're seeing the same pitcher over and over and over and over again. Yeah. All right, out of your starters anyways. Your relief pitchers, they can chuck Kimbrell and, a couple of the other fellas over there out in the bullpen, Chafin, and, it's bad, man. It's bad, and it's not fun to watch. But at the same time, I'm being a Cub fan. If you're going to do it the right way. Blow it up 100%. Just like I said the Bears should have done.
Oh, but you're not a real fan if you want them to lose.
No, you got to sell this.
Sell.
Get rid of it because what you have here, Angelo, is nothing. What you have here is not good. There's not a single piece on this team. And this is ballsy for me to say because I really, really like Nico Horner.
I do too.
All right. But if you can get something back in return for Nico Horner, because what else are you going to do with him? You're going to let him sit here and die on a shit team over the next 5 years?
I mean, he really is the only bright spot.
He's the only bright spot right now. But if you can get something in return for him, are you shopping him?
Well, yeah, definitely.
You have to.
There's literally at this point on this team, I don't believe there should be any untouchables. That might be crazy. Maybe Albert Alzolay, just because he's young, he's an up-and-coming pitcher, and that's kind of where the Cubs have struggled.
Get rid of him. Fucking bye.
Well, you do still
everybody
need
needs
pieces.
to go.
You do still need pieces to start building with. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, Bryant is gone. There is no way the Cubs are going to be able to pay him the kind of money he wants. Javi is – I love Javi Baez, but it's time for him to leave. Rizzo is a shell of his former self. Wilson Contreras, maybe that's the only other guy that I don't sell off, is because just his ability behind the plate is so good. But everybody else on this team, you should be calling any team out there that's in the playoff push that needs a closer, that needs a bat, that needs bleacher washers. I don't care. Whatever you need to get rid of, get rid of.
Beer vendors.
Right. You gotta
So
get that farm system back.
Right. So I mean, we were just talking now. Okay. So what do they have? What do the Cubs have to keep? All right, Nico Horner, maybe. Okay, maybe. But at the same time, why are you going to keep him and let him just rot here until he's 29 years old? Alan brings up a good point. Dude, he's 24 years old. Control, 6 years of control, build with him on the team, but sell everyone else. I get it. But if you tell me right now, if a team that always has pitching, let's say the fucking Braves, or let's say the Houston Astros have phenomenal pitching all the time coming through their ranks. If they sat there and said, hey, we want Nico Horner, we'll send you a pitching prospect and a third baseman prospect, you're not doing it? I'm doing it in a second.
I don't know, man.
I'm doing it in a second.
Like I said, you still need –
because this team isn't going to be good enough for a long time. They do have players that are in – they're not ranked high down low. They're not ranked high, I'm not going to lie, but they do have prospect rankings. They have Braylon Marquez, a left-handed pitcher. He's in Double-A right now. He's 22 years old, 6'4", 185 pounds.
Right.
All right. He's a monster. You got Brennan Davis, an outfielder for the Cubs. He's in Double-A. ETA 2022, 21 years old. You got Miguel Amaya at catcher. Why are you keeping on the Wilson Contreras then? He's never played a full healthy season either the last 4 seasons. You have Ed Howard in shortstop. I know his ETA is 2024, but he's 6'2" and already 184 pounds. He's already bulked up 20 pounds. There are guys out there that you can go off and, do something with. There are guys that you can build around. I just named 4 of them right there.
But in the same breath, though, like I understand where Alan's coming from. Nico Horner is still young. He's 24. He's basically what those guys are going to be in 2 years. You know what I mean? And we're hoping that those guys produce what Horner has produced thus far. I think, yes, obviously this team is in a complete downward spiral. The Titanic is on its last little bit. And I still think you need a piece or two to really present like, hey, this is our leader in the clubhouse. This is a young player that we can watch and enjoy who can help our team in the future. You know what I mean?
I get where you're saying. I get what you and Alan are saying 100%. I'm just saying at this point, if you can get a top tier player from Nico Horner, a top tier prospect, if you can go out and get somebody like, I don't know, who are the top prospects out there? If somebody offered me right now, somebody like, I don't know, for example, I'm typing it in right now. Let me see. If I know the Kansas City Royals have a ton of prospects up. They always have pitching, but there's if Seattle offered you 2 outfielders, Jared Kelenic or Julio Rodriguez, 2 outfielders, both ready to rock and roll, 6'1", 6'3", both one's a lefty, one's a righty. Mackenzie Gore from the Padres. You're not doing that. I'm doing that in a second. Honestly,
I don't know because that's always the argument. Like, at least you know what you have with Horner, right? All those guys that you could get.
Or how about this? Marco Luciano or Joey Bart. Joey Bart is on a fucking tear right now for the San Francisco Giants. He's killing it right now. 33 games, 103 at-bats. He's on 288 on base, 320 slug, 24 hits, 5 doubles. He's killing it right now. And he's been awesome this year. This year alone, he's in AAA. 136 at bats, a 400 on base, a 581 slug.
Now here's
8 homers, 33 RBIs in 35 games.
Here's the hole in that, right? Is because everybody sees the way that baseball is going. It's going younger. So in that thought process, why would they get rid of a guy who's like that, that's coming up, in a year? Next year, maybe 2? You know what I mean? And that's why I think this Cubs team is in a pickle, because you should have gotten rid of most of these guys way earlier.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Or re-signed. One of the two. Now you're in a spot where everybody knows Bryant's not going to be there. Baez isn't going to be there. Rizzo's not going to be there. They're not going to offer you their best stuff. You know what I mean? Who's going to give you a top prospect for Javi Baez at this point?
No, that's the thing. You're not going to get anybody back in return for these guys.
Right.
Like I said at the beginning of the show, their value has never been lower in their entire career than it is currently right now as we sit here and talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
But one guy who does have a high value is Craig Kimbrell. If you can go out and get back a shortstop or a pitching prospect, you're not going to get big league talent, because that's not what the Cubs are looking for. They want prospects. So you're going to look for somebody. If you can package up, like I said, if you can package up somebody, and Nico Horner, okay, fine. He, out of all the position players, all right, Nico has the highest value on this team outside of possibly Wilson Contreras.
I think you'd get more for Wilson Contreras than you would for Nico Horner, personally, just because he's produced. You've seen him produce more.
Yeah, probably. That's why I said outside of Wilson Contreras. But
I looked up a few free agents coming into next season, right? Like if the Cubs were to move on from Rizzo, Bryant, and Baez, a guy like Freddie Freeman right now, Rizzo's batting a 246, he's batting 268, right? Because you're not going to get the prospects you need, so you still have to fill your holes on this team. And if you're not looking to completely just lose 100 games again, a guy like Freddie Freeman can come in. He's got 46 RBIs, 17 home runs.
Yeah,
Rizzo's hitting
2 batting titles. He's not going anywhere, man. Atlanta's not letting him go.
Well, I mean, you never know. Shortstop Carlos Carrera, Trevor Story's always been a name kind of out there floating in trade rumors and all that stuff.
That's a team for the White Sox, right? That's a guy for the White Sox right now. A lot of big rumors going around with him.
And then third baseman, I mean, Nolan Arenado, he is who he is, but that's what you're going to have to do, is you're going to have to spend money. You know what I mean? And that's where this Cubs team has fallen flat on its face, because they thought, well, we can say that we don't have all this money, we'll try to lose, and then we start off on a hot start to the season and then completely shit the bed the last month and a half. But isn't this kind of the Cubs team we were supposed to see to start the season?
Yeah.
Like I know we're all pissed off now. We're all like, this sucks, blah, blah, blah. But like when they got rid of Yu Darvish, that was the
white flag.
Right. This is the team you were supposed to see this year.
Right.
And you were supposed to lose so that you can get rid of those guys we've talked about,
right,
and start moving in a different direction.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like Kaplan says, I mean, not even Kaplan, like people that I've known personally, that move by trading Yu Darvish away for a bag of peanuts in a fucking Cracker Jack box, all right, that was the move. Like you just said, that was the white flag. You knew what they were going in to do this season. That was it. You knew going into it what the Cubs were going to do. And that was to try and lose and try and rebuild, or not rebuild, retool. All right. Well, I got something you can retool right here. All right. Let's get this thing ready to go, because you're dragging ass on this thing already.
So I'm curious to see who Facebook user is. Is he talking about Javi Baez?
I believe so, yeah.
Being one of the best players at shortstop. I agree. He's a fantastic defensive player. When
he's the best gloved shortstop in all of baseball.
Without a doubt. His baseball IQ, he makes a few bonehead moves, but
maybe who's that kid out there out in Washington? Trey Turner.
Yeah,
Trey Turner's puts a run up for his money, but Javier Baez is the best defensive shortstop in all.
So, and again, it goes back to the question: when does that excellence in the field get overshadowed by his complete ineptitude?
It won't. It will never. It will never get overshadowed. You're talking about like how shitty he is at the plate. That's what they're going to know him for. No,
I'm talking about when you're looking at him like for a team wanting him. When are you going to be like, okay, is the struggle at the plate worth that type of a defensive performance? Because we were there as Cubs fans with Jason Hayward, right? we were all mad. They signed him for this massive deal. His bat never showed up, but his defense was there.
Right.
So I'm just, it's just something I've always wondered. Is there going to come a point in time where, his defense is excellent, but you can't afford the liability at the plate? Yeah, he hits home runs, cool. But he also strikes out 5 times a game.
All right. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick little break here. If you guys got anything to hit us up with, hit us up in the comments here. We're going to take a quick little break from a word from one of our sponsors, Nick and Ivy in downtown Lockport. They're the best. Get your asses down there and have a FatMike beer because it's delicious. But here's a quick word from those guys.
Hello, this is Paul from Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. We are located at 1026 South State Street in historic downtown Lockport, Illinois. We are very excited to be partnering up with the FatMike Chicago Sports Show as well as the 1252 brand because we are one of the few Chicagoland breweries that embrace sports and sports culture. Come in for a fresh brewed beer made right here in Lockport while catching the game of your favorite team. Stay for the live music that we have booked every weekend. Or just come for a cozy atmosphere to enjoy a good conversation with a friend, loved one, or complete stranger. Nick and Ivy makes you feel right at home no matter what the occasion is. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook by searching for Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. Visit our website for our up-to-date tap list or to go shopping on our online store at nickivybrewing.com. That's Nikivy brewing.com. Come in today for a fresh brewed beer born and raised in Lockport, Illinois.
They're located down at 1026 South State Street in Lockport, Illinois. They have a bevy of good beers, a bunch of beers there. It's delicious. I'll be on my way down there tomorrow for a little bit farting around, probably having a few beers, of course, Angelo. But yeah, no. Back to this Cubs stuff before we hop into the Sox. I think we're in all agreements here, man. The Cubs need to start selling, and now.
There's one thing we haven't really talked about, and that's David Ross. Right? They talked a little bit about him on ESPN today.
That's not his fault. This fucking team sucks.
I mean, you're right, but in the same breath, like we roast Tony La Russa for every little mistake he makes. Right? This team, they just don't seem to be together at all. I have a hard time believing that the clubhouse isn't somewhat fractured. I mean, do you really see David Ross being this manager for this team in 2 years?
I don't know. I mean, but I'm telling you this. I don't think it's his fault. He's doing the best he possibly can with a horseshit pitching staff, man. I mean, honestly, he's putting the guys out there. It's not like he's giving, Rizzo and Bryant, your big name superstars, off days once a week. The difference between Tony La Russa and the difference between David Ross is Tony La Russa has 40 years experience on him.
Right.
All right. That's the difference. So for Tony La Russa to make a mistake as an old school manager, as a manager who's been managing for 30 fucking years, yes, you should roast him on something like that. I haven't seen David Ross make too many mistakes. I haven't seen David Ross make a bonehead pitching move or a bonehead, pulling out. He's holding these players accountable. Look what happened a few weeks ago when Javier Baez forgot how many fucking outs there were.
I agree with that.
All right. I'm not blaming David Ross for anything with this Cubs team. It's not his fault. He's just playing the hand that he was dealt, and the hand that he was dealt was shit. He got a 2 and a 2 is what he got. He got a 2 and a 4 is what he got, and that hand blows. All right, and it's not his fault, man. It's not his fault. I am not ripping David Ross on this, man. I'm not. I can't do it. I really cannot do it because it's. You look at it. Think about it. Think about it at the beginning of the year. You're David Ross. They sell Hugh Darvish for absolutely nothing for big league readiness at all. You gave up my fucking ace. You go out, you get rid of John Lester, a good buddy of mine.
Right.
All right. Who's actually still fucking pitching for the Nationals and he has to be better than Jake Arrieta right
I mean,
now.
I can
to
see
be
how
right
he
now.
wouldn't be.
I mean, fuck, John Lester could be rolling kickballs out there and still be fucking pitching better than Jake Arrieta right now. All right. You get rid of John Lester. You sign Jake Arrieta, and Jake Arrieta has blown. You go out and get Trevor Williams. Okay, who's Trevor Williams? Who is Trevor? I'm not shitting on a guy, but who is Trevor Williams? All right. I'm not blaming this guy, man. I'm not blaming David Ross. I can't.
So I did look up the stats. John Lester has a 5.34 ERA with 41 strikeouts.
Okay.
And Arrieta has 6.3 ERA with
there you go. So a whole run difference.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not much better.
I mean, I was just about to say, really, you should have moved on from both of them, not even acknowledged the idea to bring Jake back, because now this guy is they're going to keep trotting him out there, and it's a safe bet anytime he's out there that they're going to lose.
Right. I mean, it is what it is, but at least Chicago has one good team in town here. I mean, it is the White Sox. Unfortunately, we are not White Sox fans, but the White Sox are playing really good ball today, ball again, and they won another game today over the Twins.
And they lost another player and still don't seem to skip a beat.
Exactly. They lose another player, but this team is good, man. This White Sox team is good. We keep on saying this. I say this every single week. I feel like a broken record. This White Sox team is a very, very good team. Mm-hmm. Like you said, they lost another player. Now, I don't think Yasmani Grandal is the greatest fucking thing since sliced bread. I don't think he can catch a cold if his life depended on it. Honestly, he is the worst. He has to be the worst defensive catcher I've ever seen in my life. Next to Mike Piazza. Mike Piazza was pretty fucking terrible defensively.
That's a name from the past.
All right. And he don't hit. He don't hit. But then again, he has the same on-base percentage as the catcher who has the most hits in all of baseball. I just saw that the other night. That was a stat that I seen the other day. He has the same exact on-base percentage as the best hitter as catcher goes throughout the big leagues. So obviously he does something where he gets on base, but his fat ass clogs the base. He clogs up the bases. All right, he ain't running. He ain't stealing bags. But anyways, this team keeps on winning. Nick Madrigal going down, Eloy Jimenez going down, Luis Robert going down, Michael Kopech going down for a stint. Now Yasmani Grandal, and they still seem to put it together, and they still seem to win.
The thing about this White Sox team is they've had all these injuries. They haven't had their full team with its full potential yet, right? And I'm a Cubs fan too. You know that. The thought of what this team could potentially be mid-August, you know what I mean? And in early September, like the firepower on this team with the pitching staff that they have, their really only glaring weakness is their bullpen. But that's being staying healthy.
They can fix that.
Right. They should be able to have no problem finding some arms to throw in there.
But they have cooled down a little bit. Obviously, the Terminator's out. Yerminator. Yeah. They sent him down because they found out real quick that he can't hit off.
He cooled down.
Yeah, he cooled. He was hot shit for a little bit, but now he's nothing but a cool turd. So they put him back down in the minors. All right, but they bring up guys. Who's this third baseman they just brought up? Gavin Sheets, the outfielder, third baseman, first baseman, whatever the hell he plays.
Yep.
I like him. He looks like he can be a player. All right, they just have it. But I tell you what, man, they have to do it this year, Angelo.
Yes.
They have to do it this year. You got Lance Lynn on a 1-year deal.
I think he'll be back.
You hope so.
Well, I don't hope so.
No, but but as a Sox as Sox fans, you hope so,
right?
You know what I mean? Yeah, I would do everything in my power to re-sign him for sure. He's pitching out of his fucking mind right now. He's been awesome. You got Keuchel, who's been okay. He's been all right. Carlos Rodon, who's been phenomenal,
way better than you anticipated.
Talk about a guy who wasn't even a guy to make the team. It was between him and Lopez, Ronaldo Lopez. And this guy signs a 1-year deal, makes the big league club, and throws a fucking no-hitter, and has been unbelievable this year.
It's
all right?
Crazy.
But he's on another 1-year deal as well. All right, so you have to do it this year. So the Sox have to be buyers at the deadline to fix this bullpen, I think. What do you think, Angelo?
I agree. And up until recently, I mean, the Cubs bullpen has still been okay, but they've given up some hits, but they were bound to come back to earth. But that's a team in the White Sox that the Cubs could look to get a couple pieces back. Obviously, you're not going to get good farm system, but the arms in the Cubs bullpen are definitely arms that the White Sox could utilize when making a playoff push.
Definitely. And for the White Sox, I mean, their rotation has been pretty awesome. Giolito's been scaring me a little bit. I have been watching a lot of the White Sox this year. He's been he just had a poor start against Detroit where he got shacked up for 3 runs in an inning and got the loss in that game. They lost 6-3 that game, or 6-4, or whatever the hell it was that game. But he's been sketchy. He hasn't been the Giolito of old. I hope he finds his form. And the Sox fans need him to find his form. The White Sox need him to find his Giolito form from last year, where he was just pure dominance on the mound.
Yep.
All right. But the weak link that I see on this team, and I like this kid, man. I mean, it's hard to give up on a kid when he throws that hard, is Dylan Cease. I like Dylan Cease so much because he has some filthy stuff. All right. He just cannot put it together.
Nope.
I don't know what I don't know if it's in his head or
most of the time with pitching,
or he just doesn't realize how good he is. I mean,
that could be it too.
If Dylan Cease is listening to this podcast, I want nothing but the best for this kid because he has some straight up filth. Man, I mean, it's disgusting. That little slide piece or curveball or slurve or whatever the hell he has, that is absolutely disgusting. And then he comes off and throws a 98-mile-an-hour fastball. I mean, for fuck's sake, man. Come on, that's ridiculous. This kid can chuck it. I really don't think he understands how good and how much potential he has because I really do believe that he could turn it around and be somebody like a Zach Greinke where he has a reign of dominance,
right?
Or somebody like a Roy Oswalt who had that reign of dominance. So I don't want to compare him to Pedro Martinez, but his stuff is that filthy. He's got a lot of movement on his stuff. All right. And if it clicks one day with that kid, you're going to see him go on an inexplicable run. It's going to be, you're not going to be able to even fathom it. Once it all clicks, it's going to be like those gears. Exactly. If it all clicks. If it all clicks and all those gears just kind of lock in place, he's going to be a scary fucking pitcher, boy. I'm telling you.
And you're right. This is the year, right? The with everything that's going on in baseball, the White Sox have somehow managed to get through all these injuries and still be at the top. You know what I mean? They're still always battling for that first place spot. This is the season. You have the bats. You have the starting rotation. You have closers. You have depth. You just need to believe in yourself as a White Sox and get a couple more pieces in the bullpen. But I think that this team is as dangerous as any other team, any team you could really offer up for, a potential World Series.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few teams that are out there that I like, man. I do like the Houston Astros. They look real good too. They have the highest batting average out of all Major League Baseball teams. I mean, you can't count out any of the teams in the NL West right now with the Giants playing as good as they are, the Padres and the Dodgers playing as good as they are. Right. I would say your NL contender comes out of the NL West because I don't trust anybody from the NL East. I know, the Mets, okay. Yeah, I still hate every New York team, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not pulling for anything from the East. All right, but out of the NL, I think it comes out of the West. But the AL, they do have a couple squads out there, man. Boston looks really good. Boston has been phenomenal. And I can't even tell you half the players on that fucking team. I know Rafael Devers, and I can't name you a starting pitcher on that team. I really don't know. Do you know? I mean, Eduardo Rodriguez, is he still out there? I don't know. I don't know. But
that's so frustrating, really, man. Like, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back to the Cubs. Yeah, the Tampa Bay Rays.
We're not going back.
The Cubs are pretty well.
But like this White Sox team has all the potential. But if they're going to do it, they got to do it this year. They have to be that young and dumb enough team, just like that 2010 Cup team for the Chicago Blackhawks. Just like the two, you always have that. And we've seen it here a couple of times in Chicago, where they're young and dumb enough to do it. Right. It happened in 2009 with the Blackhawks before they won the Cup in 2010. They had a long playoff run. All right. In 2015 with the Cubs, they were there a year early. They got bounced by the Mets. Remember? Yep. All right. You've seen it. That's why that potential there going forward. But the Sox have it right now. They have all the makings of that team just to give it that extra push. Yes, they've been riddled with injuries, but those guys are going to be coming back. The pitching needs to hold up, and they got to find guys to break. I mean, could you imagine if you go out and grab Craig Kimbrell for the 8th and have Liam Hendricks for the 9th? Boom, boom. I mean, that'd be lights out.
All you need is somebody for the 7th, really.
That's all you need is somebody for the 7th.
Rotation can hold up.
I mean, there's plenty of guys out there that Sox can grab, man, and they have the pieces to go out and trade it for those guys. But just as much as I do, we've talked about this on the past couple shows too. Relievers get a lot of kickback around the All-Star break, man. You can get a whole entire fucking team for Craig Kimbrell at this point, the way he's pitched.
My fear is that he ends up going sideways here before they can trade him, and then it's all off the table.
They have to put him in a safe situation at this point because they're going to be putting him in a bunch of random-ass games where it doesn't mean nothing, where he's down 15-2. All right, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. You got to put him in those safe clutch situations where he can win a game 1-0, 2-1, 3-1.
Well, the Cubs are winning right now 3-0, so maybe this is the night that he gets to come in and
knock
shine.
on wood. Knock on wood. Knock on wood. I'm hoping for 12 in a row, though.
I mean, I know ESPN's giving away tickets to Cubs Sox if they lose 12 in a row, so I'll be all game for that.
Real quick, another word from our sponsors, guys. This is John Darren over there at the Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group out in Homer Glen, Illinois. I actually just contacted him today. He's going to be sending me a bunch of houses via email to look at because Megan and I are going to be moving after the wedding. So here you go.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Darren, licensed real estate broker with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group in Homer Glen. Are you looking to buy or sell? Have you been disappointed in the past? The Jonathan Darren team with Coldwell Banker Real Estate Group focuses on providing you with a concierge level of service during the process of buying or selling. We are a service-oriented team with a fresh and professional approach to selling real estate. Our goal is to combine knowledge, skill, and passion to exceed our clients' expectations, and most of all, we truly care. We are a knowledgeable real estate team focused on offering expertise and innovative solutions for our clients. The Jonathan Darren team has 5 full-service real estate brokers and a dedicated full-time marketer servicing all of Chicagoland. We will customize a detailed plan around your timeline for a sale, purchase, investment, estate, or other needs. Real estate transactions can be stressful, but don't need to be. Let us handle it for you. Visit our website, homesbyjdt.com, or call 708-308-1938 today. Expect better in real estate. Choose the Jonathan Darren team.
Guys, that's Jonathan Darren, and a good buddy of his is also a good buddy of mine. Really quick, guys, real estate is hot right now, and you need an attorney to handle all this. And Mark Berardi is the guy that does all the nitty-gritty and paperwork, and he handles everything for you. Mark Berardi is an all-day-long straight shooter. There's no fancy language, just to the point, and he's a guy that gets the deal done. There's no bullshit. He also does estate planning, trusts, wills, powers of attorney, probate. He has great reviews up and down Google, has a big team supporting him, and they're all just down to earth and normal and real people just like you and I. You will not be disappointed if you went with him. He's located out in Homer Glen, right next to John's office, and he's out in New Lenox, and he handles real estate all over Illinois. There is no place too far for Mark Berardi to go to, and his number is at 708-942-8030, and he's got a quick little message for us, too. Literally, it's like 4 seconds, so here you go.
Call Mark Berardi, the best fucking lawyer in town.
And he's back. Mark Berardi is the best fucking lawyer in town. Bam, there you go. So, yeah, thank you guys. Those guys, hey, listen, we wouldn't be able to do this without those guys, man. I'm telling you, we wouldn't be able to do this show without any of these guys. They help us get us on the air and get us ready to rock and roll. But, no, I mean, Angelo, I mean, the White Sox, man, do you think they have what it takes to do it, though? Do you think they really have what it takes?
I mean, at this point in the season, with the injuries they've overcome, the way their pitching staff has performed, I can't see why they wouldn't have a shot at making and winning a World Series.
Yeah, I mean, for some reason, I think they're just going to fall a little bit short.
And they might.
Yeah, I don't mean
baseball's funny that way.
I don't mean it as a bad way. I don't mean it as a bad thing because this team is exciting to watch. I just went to a game a few weeks ago. I went to the doubleheader game a few weeks ago, a couple Sundays ago. Went out there and had a good time. Had a bunch of beers, a bunch of hot dogs. And I got a Lucas Giolito bobblehead and X-Wing fighter uniform, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
But for some reason, I just feel like those injuries are going to nag them. And it's just been that way that it's been all year long where, like I said, like we already talked about, Madrigal going down, Eloy Jimenez going down, Luis Robert going down, now Yasmani Grandal. These guys have to stay healthy. This is the year to do it, and they got to do it.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
All right, so we talked about our baseball teams, Angelo. That was a lot of fun. I'm hot. It's hot in here. I'm hot. It's hot outside.
Well, that's what happens when you talk about the Cubs. You get frustrated and your blood starts to boil, and then you get hot.
And when I realized the White Sox are so much better than the Cubs, that makes me even more mad. So there we go. So we did say earlier that we were going to be talking some football.
Yep.
So let's get into that, man. Tonight we're going to be breaking down the AFC and NFC West. This is going to be fun.
Now, I can't guarantee that all of my knowledge is going to be the greatest on this, but let's see what we think.
Yeah,
obviously,
just
I know the teams.
Quick little breakdown. Nothing too fancy.
It's not going to be like my Chicago Bears in-depth dive, but
right. Yeah,
a little something.
Yeah, so obviously, let's start off with the AFC. We'll go alphabetical order, all right? I will say in division, AFC, NFC, in conference, right?
Yeah.
We got the Chiefs, the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Raiders, all right? Oof. Obviously, the Chiefs are still, they were a Super Bowl team last year, Patrick Mahomes. They lose a couple of linemen this year, but gain a couple of linemen. You got the Denver Broncos still without a fucking quarterback out there. who cares without them? The San Diego's, what are they called now? Los Angeles Chargers.
Los Angeles, yeah.
I'm never going to get used to that. Man.
You say it every time.
Every single time.
Every time.
The Los Angeles Chargers, I love this team. I love their quarterback. I like what they got going on out there. They get that kid a little bit of protection. He'll be all right. And the Las Vegas Raiders, here we go again.
2 teams in this division that are going to mess you up forever.
I know, forever. But the Las Vegas Raiders, I don't like John Gruden. I don't like anything about. I don't like Carr. I don't like anything about the Raiders. I like that tight end. I like the tight end that they have. That's pretty much it.
I don't even remember his name. What's his name?
I don't know. I'm not in football mode right now, man. I'm still out of football mode. What the hell is his name?
I'm looking right now. Delaney Walker? I don't know.
No, not Delaney.
Wasn't he?
Darren Waller.
I was close. Hey. D and W. I was there.
You were right there. You were right.
Just overshot.
No, honestly, man, this division is going to be an easy division again for the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs just have so much firepower.
I don't know about that, man.
I don't see.
I think the Chargers. Justin Herbert is.
He's the real deal, man.
Stud,
I like
man.
Justin Herbert. And hey, man, if Aaron Rodgers goes to the Broncos.
If Aaron Rodgers goes to the Broncos, that would be a fun division to watch.
And that's a playoff.
I despise Aaron Rodgers.
Oh,
I know you. I know how you feel about Green Bay Packer quarterbacks. So
I'm not going to say anything. All right, but if they get, it's not going to happen. He's going to stay in. He's going to stay in Green Bay.
The longer this goes on.
Oh yeah, he's staying.
The more I expect him to stay.
Yeah, no, he ain't going nowhere, and he's not doing Jeopardy. He's just gonna. He just won. He just beat Tom Brady and Phil Mickelson last night.
Yeah.
Man, what are you talking about? It was golf.
It was okay. I actually enjoyed it. I watched some of it. I didn't get to watch all of it. I forgot to take the day off of work to watch it. But it was a good time.
Until late though.
Yeah, I think this is like a weird Aaron Rodgers. I know we're getting off topic, but he's kind of like cool hipster Aaron Rodgers now. All of a sudden, I don't know where this guy came from.
I think he's kind of a dork.
True, douche.
I think he's kind of a dork.
More.
Honestly, I'm not. Just get over it already. All right. There's one thing that I don't like, and it's feelings. All right. I don't like feelings at all. You hurt my feelings. Shut the fuck up. You're making millions of dollars to play a game. Shut up. Play the game. You have a contract. That contract says that you signed. Shut up.
Contract goes both ways, though. You by signing Rodgers,
you're still getting paid. You're still getting paid.
I get it.
Millions of dollars.
I get it.
To play a game. Shut up and play the game.
The greats aren't looking for. It's not always about the money when you're that great. Look at Tom Brady, right?
He's still making $35 million a year.
Right. I get it. But when you're on the level of a Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, a Peyton Manning, it's not about the money.
What has Aaron Rodgers done?
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Is he that great? Is he that great? Patrick Mahomes has been
statistically he is that great, as him,
right? Patrick Mahomes is 10 years young. 10 years is his youth. All right, and has been the same amount of Super Bowls as he has.
He's been to more.
No, Aaron Rodgers was in 2. He lost 1-1-1.
Are you sure?
Pretty sure. No,
you're sure he's only been to 1.
All right, well then there you go. Then. There's my
because
answer.
I remember roasting my friends about how him and Nick Foles have the same amount of Super Bowl visits.
Well, then there you go. Then
But statistically, I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Aaron Rodgers is up there in the top upper echelons of quarterbacks. When you're that good, it starts to become about your legacy, which is he has won Super Bowl. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Eli Manning, even they all have 2. He wants that second Super Bowl, and I don't know if he's going to get it in Green Bay.
No, I don't think he will.
But I digress on Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Because we'll sit here and talk about Rodgers.
We're supposed to be talking about AFC, NFC West.
I know. So,
so let's break it down really quick. We got the Chiefs, Broncos, Chargers, and Raiders, man. Who do you see? Who do you see winning the top of this division? Obviously, you're taking the Chiefs, right?
Yeah, just because of how good Patrick Mahomes is. I do think the Chargers pull into that number 2 spot, and I think that the Raiders and Broncos fill it out. But that Chargers team, I got a feeling about them. I
like Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert. I just don't think they have enough firepower to keep up with the Kansas City Chiefs.
No, not yet. But
not yet. Eventually, in the long run, it may happen. But
right.
As of right now, no way. So, I mean, I'm right there with you. I see the Chiefs obviously rolling over this division, probably finishing like 12-5, somewhere in that way, 13-4.
Yeah, I could see like a 13-4, 14-3.
You know, something like that. And then I see the Chargers finishing it out. And then probably the Broncos and Raiders, because I hate the Raiders. And they lose everything, the Raiders. Let's move ourselves on over to the NFC West here, man. The NFC West, this is a tough division. I love this division. I love watching games in this division all the time. You got the Niners, who have been not that good, but still meh. All right, with all the injuries that they had last year, losing a bunch of guys last year, they still somehow put on a clinic and won a few games. You get the Seahawks, who, I mean, it's Russell Wilson and the crew that he has around him with DK Metcalf.
And they improved his offensive
Tyler
line.
Lockett, they improved his offensive line a little bit. There's rumors that Stephon Gilmore is hot on the trail, the cornerback out of New England.
Mm-hmm.
Seattle is looking to try and trade for, because we all know New England gets rid of that guy maybe a year too early, and he's up for a contract this year, and you know that they're not going to want to pay him.
Right. They got a new offensive coordinator.
Yep, they got a new offensive coordinator. It's the team's fun. That's a fun team to watch. The Arizona Cardinals, who were awesome and super fun to watch last year with Kyler Murray.
Yeah, they put up a lot of points last year.
And DeAndre Hopkins, and there's another little wide receiver out there that's drawing my mind, Christian Kirk. And that team's going to be fun to watch as well. And now you got the Rams, new quarterback, Matt Stafford out there, still with that amazing D-line, still with that amazing defense with Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald. It's going to be a fun division to watch this year. So, Angelo, I'm going to let it go with you first. Who do you think is the top team in this division, the NFC West?
For next season, I think it's going to be the Seahawks. Russell Wilson was playing at an MVP level for most of last season. Offensive line troubles just got to be too much. I really think that this is a season where Wilson knows, like, hey, I have to do something. We have to make a push so that we can at least contend for a Super Bowl, because, like you said, going forward, that Cardinals team is young. It's hungry. I think the Rams team with Matt Stafford's going to be a lot better. Not to the point where they're going to overtake Seattle, but it can't be much worse than the playoff game that they had last season to end the year. And yeah, I know they beat Seattle, but it was not a fun game to watch, if you remember.
No, it wasn't. And let me tell you something. I like this. I like Matt Stafford being on a team now that has a decent O-line, has a decent little running game, and actually has some weapons to throw to.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And I like that he has a disciplined defense. That's something that Detroit has never had in the last 2.5 decades. Okay. Don't forget, you had Stompik and Stupid up there, stomping on everybody's dick and balls up there, stomping on legs, stomping on hands. All right. He was doing a bunch of dumb shit up there.
He was.
Right, now you literally have one of, if not the best defensive player in all of football, lined up with an all-pro cornerback. You have guys that can win the game on the defensive side of the ball as long as you just do what you do, Matt Stafford. And that's play easy, manage the game, come up with a big throw when you need it. That's one thing that Jared Goff couldn't do because Jared Goff can't get the fucking ball down the field.
True.
I'm going to have so much fun watching the Bears completely kill Jared Goff this year. It's going to be awesome.
that Lions team is going to be interesting to watch.
Ugh.
Not in a good way. I think it's going to be kind of like a train wreck. But
it's going to be beautiful chaos. Is what it's going to be. Just watching that team just fold within. But no, both of these divisions are really tough divisions, man, because there's teams that are on the cusp of doing great things. Like we said in the AFC West, you get the Chargers right there with Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen, and they got talent, man. They got Joey Bosa. One of the Bosas is Joey Bosa or Nick Bosa.
I think it's Joey Bosa. It is.
Yeah. I mean, there is talent out there. I think Nick Bosa is on the 49ers, I believe. But yeah, I mean, there's talent, man. You got some players. You guys got some gamers, and it's going to be. I just can't wait till football season at this point.
I know this is the last month without football.
I know it's the last month without football, and I'm chomping at the bit for it, man. I really am, because baseball's over for me because the Cubs blow. All right. So, but I mean, it really is. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Here's the reason why football is exciting, because the Bears, there's something to look forward to with the Bears. That's why it's exciting. If we were just trotting out Andy Dalton with nobody to look forward to, then it'd be a little less exciting, and I'd be like, maybe I'll just wait for the Bulls.
What happens if Andy Dalton goes out there and just slays it this year? Are you putting in Justin Fields?
No, then you don't, because you have Andy Dalton lighting it up. Do we think that's going to happen?
No, I don't.
Absolutely not. I think he'll play.
Let me put it this way: I don't think it's going to happen, but it wouldn't surprise me.
My thought process is this:
it honestly wouldn't surprise me if Andy Dalton comes out here and shuts every fucking mouth in Chicago and starts the year off 5-0.
I mean, maybe.
And then at
that point, I mean, if you're already that far in and he's played that well, I would just sit Fields the rest of the season and ride the season out. But then when we get into Bears talk, I'll dive more into this. But you have an aging defense. You have contracts that are coming up that are, I'm sure, going to want to see what Justin Fields can do for them before they leave. You have a coach in Matt Nagy that wants to see who play with his new toy. We have to see if Matt Nagy's the coach for this kid.
I don't trust Matt Nagy at all. I don't trust Matt Nagy as far as I can throw him.
Right, and that's why I think you need to – I talked with Alan about this plenty of times on the Sport Court episodes, but that's why I think you need to start Fields from day one, because you have to find out if Matt is your coach going forward. He's got his guy now, his hand-chosen quarterback. If his playbook can't work with this kid, you have to move on.
I mean,
what is it going to be to watch last year? What good is it going to be to watch Andy Dalton in this offense? Nothing. They both have the same knowledge of this offense. None of it. They both had to relearn it. I just think if you're going to struggle, I'd rather struggle with the rookie and let him go.
Or what about this? What if the Bears start off 2-2, right? And then they trade a 3rd round pick to Buffalo to get Mitchell Trubisky back and have him teach Justin Fields how to play quarterback. What do you think about that?
I would turn off my TV.
Yeah, I'd blow my brains out. Luckily, that's not going to happen. But
do you think he'd come back as number 10?
I don't care. I hope he fucking freezes his ass off in Buffalo. I hope he's like the Jack Nicklaus in the Shining.
Are those little wieners? I know those middle fingers.
Well, probably with Allen.
Yeah, with Allen, you never really know.
Bunch of little wieners.
That's right.
Bunch of little wieners. Yeah. But no, I mean, listen, I'm excited, man. I'm getting ready for football. I was actually doing some pre-football stuff this week as I wasn't feeling too hot over the weekend, man. My throat's killing me now. But I was doing some pre-football stuff, looking at a bunch of different stuff, mostly fantasy stuff, you know what I mean, trying to get ready. But There's a lot of movement this year in football, man. There's been a lot of movement. There's going to be teams that you're not going to expect that you didn't expect to be good are going to be good again. I think
there's a lot of
take a big step this year.
There's a lot of second-year wide receivers that I think are going to be big-time producers for fantasy football.
Yep, I think so too. Justin Jefferson and a lot
Mooney,
of big names.
there's a lot of second-year wide receivers I think are going to.
I love Darnell Mooney, man. I love Darnell Mooney. That kid's something special. That the Bears just got to unleash that kid, let him do his thing.
It'd be nice to have a quarterback that can throw the ball downfield.
And he's got a gun.
He's okay.
And he's got a gun. And he's got a gun.
Did we hit all of our topics?
We did. We just ran through it really
fast.
quick.
Yeah.
We just blew through it really, really quick.
Yeah, there was no red lights, no slowing down.
There was no red lights, but really quick, let's take another quick little break, man. I'm sorry. We got to fit in a couple more sponsors here from us. This is my guys over. The guys, if you look at these pictures, this is where I'm getting married in a couple months. I think we're at like 58 days now today, 58 days before I get married. It cannot come sooner enough because I'm thinking about 57 days. I'm ready for a divorce. So here we go.
Honey, will you marry me?
Yes, yes, yes!
Let's get out of here.
Come to Indiana's premier venue. Come to the farm. Come see all the wildlife. Come to White Oak Farm Venue in Michigan City, Indiana.
Come to our 80-acre sanctuary right off I-94 in Michigan City, Indiana.
Come see all we have to offer from 2 brand new Amish-built barns with climate control.
Come see the ponds with beautiful waterfalls, meadows and wildflowers, and so much more.
Come see our secluded venue. After you enter our private road, you'll be in your own world away from it all, with outdoor ceremony spaces, wood-fired pizza ovens, and lots of fresh air.
Come enjoy Northwest Indiana's premier wedding venue, where you gather with your family and friends. Stretch your legs and enjoy the most memorable day of your life.
Visit White Oak Farm Venue at whiteoakfarmvenue.com or on Facebook/Instagram.
And we're back. Hey, really quick, did you know about this Kurt Warner movie that's going on?
No.
Yeah, he has a movie called American Underdog, the Kurt Warner story, which actually looks pretty cool. I guess it's Dennis Quaid playing what the hell, Dick Vermeil, and the dude that played Shazam, the superhero, is playing Kurt Warner. So that looks pretty cool. That looks pretty awesome. Yeah. So that'll be fun. I think that'll be fun. So now what, Angelo? Now what are we gonna do?
Alan, I don't need your input on a movie. This guy over here, get out of here.
This guy,
movies. Come on. I don't know, man. We could talk about really anything at this point. We hit our topics. Our stuff is our stuff is over.
Yeah,
we got a pretty interesting week next week, Wednesday.
Yeah, go ahead. Why don't you let everybody know about that?
Well, I am going to have the pleasure of getting to chat with ESPN's own Sarah Spain Wednesday. We're still trying to work out the details if it's going to be a live special show starting at 3:30 or if I'm going to pre-record and then just post it on YouTube. So stay tuned for that information to come out. But it's I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to touch onto some serious topics. I know that 1252 we usually joke around, have a good time, and shoot the shit and laugh at fart jokes and all that stuff. But we're gonna talk about the whole Chicago Blackhawks situation that's going on right now, and the whole idea of rape culture in sports, and dive into a little bit of that. And then if there's time, we're going to talk about obviously Cubs and Bears and try to wrap a little nice bow on top of it. But I'm definitely super pumped to talk to Sarah. We've been trying to get this in the works for a few months now, so it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, I'm excited for that too, man. I know you and Alan are going to be doing it, just kind of hanging out with her and asking a bunch of questions, which is awesome. I'm super excited to hang back and watch that, and I'm super excited for you. That's going to be a great interview. I cannot wait for that. But not only that, but we got after today, we got a couple other shows popping off. Yep. We got Schuster and going live tomorrow. Schuster and Beatty going live tomorrow night for Stuff Your Mom Throughout. So finally they're going live, guys. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow night. That'll be really nice. And then we got Vince and Tarbell back on Friday, which will be good.
Saturday, I wonder if Vince will have his baby by then.
Yeah, Vince is ready to pop.
It's on the cusp, right? It's any day now.
Vince is pregnant and he's ready to give birth. It turns out it wasn't just all the burritos and stuff that he had eaten. It was not a food baby. It's an actual baby. He is pregnant.
I do like burritos.
And he's 18 and a half months pregnant. And he's ready to pop. He's ready to pop at any minute. He's going to give birth to a 2-year-old.
That would be wild.
That's what's going to happen.
I think that actually happened one time in real life.
No.
I'm going to look it up. I guarantee you somebody was pregnant longer than 12 months.
No.
Guarantee.
I doubt it.
I'm going to look it up right now.
I'm telling you, that's not how this works.
Longest pregnancy.
I'd be surprised.
The longest human pregnancy gave birth at 375 days of being pregnant.
That's over 12 months.
That's over a year of being pregnant.
Yeah.
That's insane. Why wouldn't you just hey, 9 months is up. Let's get that guy out of there.
What year was it?
1945.
Yeah, that's why they didn't have normal drugs and stuff back then.
Let's
Congratulations, she gave birth to a 4-month-old. Awesome.
I mean, basically.
Yeah, but that kid's shitting inside you the entire time.
I don't think that's how it works.
He's still
technically not born until he's born.
No.
So the baby,
the kid's growing teeth and learning the ABCs and stuff already.
The thing inside is still not developed, obviously, where it needs to be if it's still not coming out. I mean, I'm no doctor, so I don't know for sure.
That's what she said.
Don't take don't take Dr. Angelo's words.
The thing developing inside her is still not coming inside her. All right, let's end this fucking thing.
22 months for a African elephant is the longest pregnancy.
That's a long time.
That's
almost really 2 full years.
Yeah. But I guess to have an elephant takes a little bit longer to grow than a human.
They're smarter than humans too.
Well, and they're ginormous.
Right. Well, they're also a lot smarter than humans too.
They never forget anything.
I know. Elephants are awesome.
Except they really don't like mice. I watched Dumbo's the only one I've ever seen that really accepted them.
And they love peanuts.
Peanuts, Cracker Jacks, popcorn. I don't know.
Pop-Tarts.
Maybe. But do they like them toasted or cold?
Cold. It's the only way to eat a Pop-Tart.
What kind of animal are you?
It's the only way to eat a Pop-Tart, dude. Cold Pop-Tarts are where it's at.
That's disgusting.
No, it's not.
Who eats cold Pop-Tarts? They're called Pop-Tarts for a reason. Because you put them in the toaster and then they pop up.
Do you like the strudels?
What the hell is a strudel?
Strudel.
Sound like The Rock.
No, strudel. Remember those little like German Nazi kids that they used to have on the commercials? They all had
toaster strudels?
Yeah.
I never really liked those because the icing was always frozen.
Yeah, but those things are gross as shit too.
Well,
those things are disgusting. Thinking about it right now, thinking about a toaster strudel right now makes me want to vomit.
Top 3 favorite breakfast foods. Go.
Biscuits and gravy.
Solid.
Toast and sunny side up eggs.
Toast?
Yep. That's my go-to breakfast.
What are you, like 5? Toast?
What's wrong with toast, bro?
Bro.
You take the toast, you take the buttered toast, and you dip it in the over easy egg.
Yeah, but just toast? Toast is good with other things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Biscuits and gravy is good, but I'm gonna have to ride with like a nice breakfast skillet. That sounds good.
That's all right. It's too much
eggs on top, a little bit of cheese, bacon, sausage, all the things you ask for breakfast.
It's hard for me to find a good hash brown though. A lot of the places I go and get hash browns at, they're either way too oily or way too burnt. Yeah. Nobody ever makes them the right way.
You gotta get them a little well done. Not overdone,
right?
But a little well done.
So every time I get a skillet, my potatoes are all runny and gross. They're slimy.
Yeah, that's never fun. Slimy eggs.
No, not slimy eggs. Slimy potatoes.
Oh, yeah, that's even worse.
That's what I'm saying.
Undercooked. That's disgusting.
Yeah, like it's gross. Like no, they use too much oil. It's disgusting.
Alan, what are your favorite breakfasts?
Who gives a shit what Alan?
Nobody cares. Just kidding.
Gives a shit what Alan thinks. All right, let's wrap this puppy up, man. We will get the hell on out of here. Yeah. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to the John Darren team. Thank you to Mark Berardi, Nick and Ivy Brewing Company. And thank you to White Oak Farm Venues. You guys are the best. Without this, biscuits and gravy. Alan's got it down pat, man.
Blood and guts. B&G could be anything.
Blows and goes.
True.
Blow and goes. His favorite breakfast is dick.
Alan is big mad at his house right now watching this, man. He's
shit.
I'm gonna have to ask him about that Wednesday. Make sure,
Like I heard your blow and goes, huh? You make a lot of happy customers, buddy.
He does not. He loves us.
Oh, that was fucking funny. Well, we learned something new today. Obviously, guys, we are EOE here. Equal Opportunity Employer.
That's right.
Oh, it's okay, Alan. It's all right, buddy. Oh, shit, that was a good one. We always have one of these moments during these shows, man. We always have one
every time.
It's something stupid at the end of the show that we always fucking crack up about it, and now we know.
Yes, that's true.
Now we know. So again, thank you to everybody who came in here tonight and sat around with us and bullshitted with us. You guys are awesome. And thank you to our sponsors. It was a really great show. Angelo, thank you for joining me again. It was awesome.
Alan, thanks for being the butt of our jokes.
Yeah, all night. But yeah. So we will see you guys next week. So make sure you guys tune in the rest of the week, and we'll have a lot more in store for you to come. So you guys have a good one, and we'll talk to you guys soon. You guys take care.
Peace.